Welcome back, all you fragrance fanatics and beauty babes. It is Jamie here again, and today we're going to be talking about celebrity perfumes. I'm going to be going over the history of celebrity perfumes, how and when did all of this get started, and I'm also going to be talking about all the celebrity perfumes I have in my collection. So I'll leave the link to where I purchased all these perfumes in the description box below. If any of them are Amazon links, I do get a commission from that. So without further ado, let's get started. So when you think of some of the very first celebrity perfumes and where it all started, you probably think of Elizabeth Taylor, White Diamonds, and of course that's very popular perfume. But it actually started earlier than that. We're gonna start off with the 1960s and 1970s. Now, I could not, please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't find any celebrity perfumes in that time frame. However, there were collaborations and ads that celebrities would do for perfumes. Like Joan Crawford did an ad for Youth Dew. And Audrey Hepburn was the face of Givenchy. So, but they weren't, wasn't Audrey Hepburn's celebrity perfume. So, but that's the only type of stuff I could find within that time frame of the 60s and the 70s. It was actually not till 1981 when the first actual celebrity perfume came out. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't find any other celebrity perfume that came out before that time. And it was Sophia Loren, and her perfume was called Sophia, and it was made by Coty. And for those of you who did not watch my History of Lalique video, I will leave it linked in the description box below. It's really fascinating. You might want to watch it. Not only do I go over the history of Lalique, but I also go over the history of Coty. He's a very interesting dude. Not a very nice man, but very good, business savvy. So, anyway, I'll have that link below. So Coty did the first celebrity perfume called Sophia for Sophia Loren in 1981. And then after that, the next one I could find was in 1987 by none other than Cher. And it was called uninhibited. Oh my goodness. That one it came out the same year that she won the Oscar for Moonstruck. And that got me curious because I had never seen Moonstruck. And I thought, oh, she won an Oscar for that? Okay. I watched it, you guys. And was that meant to be a comedy? Because I was just laughing through the whole thing because it was so unbelievable. It was so unbelievable. Because the chemistry between Cher and Nicolas Cage was just non-existent at all. And he had a wooden hand and he was shaking his wooden hand around saying how he got it ground up in a meat grinder or something. What? I assume it was meant to be a comedy. Maybe not. Maybe it was meant to be a more serious love story. Maybe it's one of those movies where you had to be there to really understand it, be there in that time and place at the movie theaters to really get it. But I don't know. It wasn't one of my favorite movies, but good for her for winning an Oscar anyway. So the next celebrity perfume that I could find that came out after that was in 1988, and that was Elizabeth Taylor coming out with Passion. So there you go, right there. You see, because I always assumed it was Elizabeth Taylor that came out with the first celebrity perfume, but actually Sophia Loren, and then there was also Cher after that, and then Elizabeth Taylor. However, in 1991, when Elizabeth Taylor came out with White Diamonds, that is when this whole celebrity craze, the celebrity perfume empires started. That was what kind of kickstarted it, was the White Diamonds by Elizabeth Taylor. So that's why we know that perfume more than the Sophia Loren and the Cher perfume. Because those weren't, they came out first, yeah, but they weren't really popular. No one was really that interested in them. But yeah, Elizabeth Taylor, White Diamonds in 1991. And so after that, like I said, the craze started. Everyone was building their celebrity perfume empires. And the next one I found was Jennifer Lopez in 2002. And that was Glow by J.Lo. And then following after that in 2004, which was the year I graduated high school, Britney Spears came out with her first perfume, which was Curious, which you all know I love. So, and then of course after that, tons of other celebrity perfumes trickled in, but those were kind of like the first ones that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And then also I found some interesting information that I wanted to share about the highest selling celebrity perfumes. There was a list going over that, and I thought it was really interesting, and I wanted to share some of them with you. And number one, as the highest selling celebrity perfume, is Heat by Beyonce. I have not tried that one, but I would like to. I think the bottle looks cute, and I think the scent might be something I would really enjoy. But that's the number one. Number two is Glow by J.Lo, the original. And then number three is Curious by Britney Spears. And then number four is Rebel Fleur by Rihanna. And again, I haven't tried that one. I would like to, I mean, it does seem like a perfume I would love, but the bottle, you guys, the bottle design is not my favorite, not my favorite. And then number five, coming in at number five, is Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds. And then number six was Fancy by Jessica Simpson. And I also love that one as well. So I just thought that was kind of fascinating. I want to share with you guys. But now we're going to get into all of the celebrity perfumes that I have. I wanted to mention really quickly that Finley has been missing from a lot of my videos. Usually my cat Finley, for like a lot of videos, he was just sitting up there. And he would always be playing with Noodles, my snake. And we would joke in the comment section about how like they must be like best friends or something. Well, I guess they had a falling out because, I mean, it's been how many videos now? And I have not seen him. Like he vanished. He vanished. Who knows where he is? He's somewhere in the house, but it's so funny how he loved that spot. I mean, you all saw him up there all the time sleeping. And now he doesn't want to go anywhere near that spot. So I don't know if Noodles said something to him. Maybe I don't know, but they're not on speaking terms at the moment. We'll start off with the two perfumes that we mentioned in the history part, which is Glow by J.Lo and Curious. So let's start with the Glow by J.Lo. This one is just a clean, fresh citrus white floral. There's not much to it other than that. But it's just one of those nice, like, staple perfumes to have in your collection. It's a great out of the shower perfume, a perfect gem scent. I really love having this one. And then with Curious by Britney Spears, this one is such a sweet white floral. This is fresh. You got that pear in there, and you know I love pear. This is fresh, juicy pear. There's an aquaticness going on in this perfume, but there's also these white florals, and these white florals are they're candied white florals. Like you can almost eat, like they smell so sweet and delicious. You almost want to eat these white florals. And just this is one of my absolute favorites. Not just absolute favorite celebrity perfumes, but one of my absolute perfumes in my collection. I really, really love this one. And then we have Fancy by Jessica Simpson. This one is my favorite caramel perfume. Hands down, my absolute favorite caramel perfume. Well, I don't know. Is it the pear that's in here? Is it the amber vanilla base that's in here? Is it the gardenia or the almond that's giving it this creamy thickness, giving the caramel this creamy thickness? I'm not sure, but I absolutely love it. I love it from beginning to end. My favorite caramel. Next up, we have Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter. And I've heard some people say that they don't get much of a chocolate note from this perfume. And So, you know, everyone's different, but I definitely pick up a very distinct milk chocolate, almost semi-sweet chocolate, but it's, you know, it's kind of balancing in between milk chocolate and semi-sweet chocolate. And it does give this perfume a creaminess. However, the overall feel of the perfume for me is ultra powdery. And that's coming from the marshmallows. These are extremely like dusty, powdery, fluffy, sweet marshmallows in here. And this is very delicious. I love it, but I don't like to wear it so much in the summertime. I mean, we can wear our perfumes whenever we want, but for me, I like wearing this more fall and winter time. Next up, we have the Ariana Grande Pink Woods, and this is my first and only Ariana Grande perfume I have actually in my collection. This one, when I read the notes, it kind of fascinated me, and I wanted to get travel size of it, and I really enjoy it. This one is so interesting because it's like, it's aromatic, it's green, it's almost a little aquatic. You know, you've got the lotus in there, you've got tea, but there's cotton candy in there as well. And so it's got this sweet, I feel like it's the perfect balance for people that are more gourmandies or people that are more freshies, you know, freshy girls, clean girls. You know, I feel like this perfume is like a mixture of those two personalities combined. And it's just, it's fascinating. It really is. Just the perfect balance, And I could definitely see myself wearing this as like a gym scent. I love how they decided like, oh yeah, let's go with this tea, you know, and lotus, and then we'll just throw in some cotton candy there. Like, Next up, we have Cosmic by Kylie Jenner. And I know some people don't like the bottle. I really love this bottle. Something about the feel of it. I mean, yes, it's probably not it's not really the prettiest to look at on a shelf, but feeling it is just really, I don't know. It's something textural about this. I like to hold this in my hands and squeeze it. But the smell of this, now some people do not like this at all, but other people love it. And I'm in that camp of people that love this perfume. This one, it is ambery, musky, powdery, like a Your Skin But Better, but it's so sexy too. It's a very sexy, soft Your Skin But Better. This is definitely not like a perfume I would wear like out, you know, clubbing or something. You know, not that I go clubbing or anything, but you know, if I were to go to a bar or club or something, this is definitely not that type of perfume. This is more of a bedtime or a snuggle time. If you're gonna, you know, be intimate, you know, something like that, out of the shower, something like that, because it's softer, but it has this, I don't know if it's the jasmine, maybe something. It's a little sexy. It's just a little sexy in there. And I really like that because it kind of sets it apart from some of my other Your Skin But Better perfumes. And then I've got two from Kim Kardashian. The first one is just called Kim Kardashian. And this one is predominantly like a white floral. Like when you first spray it out, you get this like freshness, this fresh citrus vibe. And then it dries down into these creamy, sweet white florals. And you think this is going to be more like a Glow by JLo almost. Maybe toning down on the citrus. It doesn't have that much citrus, but it has that sort of vibe, that, you know, fresh white floral vibe. But then as it dries down even further, you get a little bit of spiciness and just like a pinch of like an animalic type of musk. And so it's the perfect balance between this like good girl and bad girl vibe. Like it's like, that's what this perfume does for me when I smell it. It's that perfect balance between those two. And then I also have Honey, and this one, I think the bottle is so adorable. And with this one, it's got honeysuckle and honey in there. And then it's also got coconut and vanilla. And it's a very sweet, creamy honey perfume, as the name suggests, as the bottle suggests. There's really not much to it other than that. But it's really nice. Like, I love to wear this on its own during the summertime. Something about the heat, like, creates this really nice, sweet scent bubble around you, which I know some people wouldn't enjoy that, but I love that during the summertime. So sometimes I'll wear this on its own, and then sometimes I can pair this up with other things because it's basically, you're getting a honey perfume. So sometimes I'll pair this up with Libre Parfum. You know, that's got some honey in it. Sometimes I'll pair it up with Fancy by Jessica Simpson. So it's a great layering tool, but it's also just great on its own as well. Now we've got my Fantasy collection, which we will go through. I'll try to get through them quickly because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. But if you want to watch a more in-depth video about just about every Britney Spears perfume you can think of, Alicia from Alicia Budget Beauty, she does an excellent video about that. I'll leave that in the description box below as well. You definitely need to go check that out if you're a big fan of the Britney Spears perfumes. So we'll start off with the first Fantasy that came out, which was, when did this one come? This one came out a year after Curious came out in 2005. This one is a sweet white chocolate cupcake. That's basically what I'm getting. A very, flirty, fun white chocolate cupcake. And I really like that because most perfumes, you get like milk chocolate or bittersweet chocolate or something else, but I don't know any other perfumes that have white chocolate in them. And that's my favorite kind of chocolate of all the chocolates. So I really enjoyed this one. But my favorite Fantasy of all the fantasies is Candied Fantasy. Not only is the bottle my favorite, but also the scent is my favorite. This is the most flirty fun out of all of them. Very girly, feminine. This has like a strawberry candy note in there. And then I'm also picking up on bubblegum, and it's not like a regular like Bubblicious bubblegum. This is more of like a, like the brand Extra, that gum brand. More like that type of bubblegum scent, if you know what I'm talking about. And then in the dry down, you do get that cupcake, just like you do in the original. But this one, I feel like the strawberry hangs in there, and so it kind of makes it into this, instead of a white chocolate cupcake, you're getting more of like a sweet strawberry candy cupcake. And this is my absolute favorite out of all the fantasies. Love this one. I actually have a backup bottle of this because I was terrified that they might discontinue this one. There's nothing to suggest that they would, but I know how some celebrity perfumes are, and I was worried that this one might be one of the ones that gets discontinued, so I went ahead and bought a backup bottle because I love it that much. So Midnight Fantasy was the one that came out directly after the first Fantasy. This one came out in 2006. And this one has plum, sour cherry. So you're getting this very juicy, a little tart, fruity, sweet. You've got a vanilla amber in the base, and there's this muskiness going on in there. And it kind of reminds me of, it's not a dupe, but it reminds me of the Narcisa Rodriguez Rose Musk Noir, or Noir Rose Musk, whatever, whichever one that is. It reminds me of that because of that juicy, dark plum. This definitely has the right name, Midnight, because it's dark, it's sexier, it's date night, because of that plum that's in there, and it gives it this juicy muskiness. And I love that type of scent profile. But then that cherry in there has that just little bit of tart. The next one I have here is Hidden Fantasy. This one came out in 2008. that was the year I got married, in 2008. And with this one, it is very much a holiday perfume for sure. I think this would be an excellent stocking stuffer for somebody. Or if you just have to pick out like a $20 gift to bring and you don't really know what to get, like I think this is perfect. It is, it's got these sweet citruses, and there's a spiciness there. And it reminds me of the oranges that you set out for decorations in the fall, and they have the cloves like stuck in the spice cloves stuck into it. That type of smell, very, Christmas holiday time, just perfect. And I mean, even the bottle itself, the red color, it looks like an ornament of some kind. Now, I don't have every single one in the collection, so there is a gap in time here. But the next one that I have is from 2020, and it was Festive Fantasy. And I also love the bottle on this one as well. But I keep on wanting to I have to actively remind myself to not call this festival. For some reason, I want to call it Festival Fantasy. So if you ever hear me say that, I don't mean that. Festive Fantasy. This one, it's sweet, it's fruity, vanilla, but it's done in a very clean way. I wouldn't say this is full on soapy, but it does have like a body wash. Like I would consider this a sweet, fruity body wash. That's how I would describe it. And I really love this for an out of the shower scent, or a gym scent. Again, this would be perfect for that. Or just you just want a freshie. You just want to wear a freshie around the house and feel clean and feminine, and this is perfect. And the next one after that both of these came out in 2022, but we'll start off with Blissful Fantasy. Now this one is soapy to me, but I kind of figured that going into it, because I've noticed, I don't know if this is for everyone, but I've noticed that if I see a perfume that has a lot of white florals mixed with a melon note, it's going to come off soapy to my nose. That could be just me, but it's almost a guarantee that it will smell soapy for me if it has those notes in there. And that's exactly what this is. This is very soapy, but it's a very creamy soap. It's a creamy, luxurious bar of soap. Clean, white floral. That's basic. It's soft too, because it kind of reminds me of J'adore, the original, but done in a softer way. I feel like the J'adore original, the soapiness is a little bit too was a little bit too sharp around the edges for me, but this one is, I don't know, just a little bit softer, a little bit smoother of a soapy smell. And then we have Naked Fantasy. This one, I was just kind of like, you know what, I'll buy this. I didn't really know what to expect with these notes that I was seeing. I was like, I don't know how this is going to be, but I'm so glad I picked this one up. This one is so much fun. It reminds me of straight up Apple Jacks cereal. Do you all remember the commercials for Apple Jacks? Like back in the day, the kids would be eating the Apple Jacks and the dad would come up and be like, but it doesn't have any apples. And the kids would be like, Dad, like, you don't get it. You don't get it. Like, either you get it or you don't, and you just don't get it. Like, that. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact commercial, but do you remember commercials like that? That's what this reminds me of. It brings me back to that time. Eating a bowl of Apple Jacks. It's got a creaminess in there. So it seems like I won't say this is a milky perfume. I'm not getting a milky note per se, but there's a creaminess there that smells like the Apple Jacks have been soaking in milk, just like you're having a bowl of cereal. And I think this is so much fun. This is definitely one of my favorites for sure. Yeah, sweet, fun Apple Jack cereal. Like, oh, like it's making me hungry for a bowl of cereal right now. So those are all the celebrity perfumes I have at the moment. I would love to know in the comment section what some of your favorite celebrity perfumes are. And especially if they were ones that weren't mentioned on here. That way I can get my hands on them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember to seize the day and overspray. Bye guys.